episode 490 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. I'll be talking all about tonight's WWE Monday Night RAW with the Women's World Championship in the main event and a return. It was an end of an era tonight, right here, right now, 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Hello there, Wrestling Fanatics. Welcome to 360 Wrestling Fanatic, episode 490 on this Monday night. And we'll be talking all about tonight's WWE Monday Night RAW. And it was indeed an end of an era tonight, because tomorrow the merger of WWE and UFC, now owned by Endeavor, the new company TKO. So that means that tonight was the last WWE Monday Night RAW in the McMahon era. And also, tonight's Raw featured a main event featuring a match for the Women's World Championship, and a return took place tonight as well. But let's get started into it. Tonight's WWE Monday Night RAW was live from Norfolk, Virginia at the Norfolk Scope. Pretty famous arena in pro wrestling history. Our commentators tonight, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. Raw kicks off tonight with main event Jey Uso and his new theme music. It's just me, Us, day one-ish. And he gets a pretty big pop from the Virginia crowd tonight. There's a big Uso chant, and just about everybody in the crowd is doing the arm thing. Even though he doesn't have very many friends in the Raw locker room, he is over with the fans right now. And he starts off by telling everybody that main event Jey Uso is now in your city. And he says it feels good to be out of the bloodline and to be on Raw. And at this time, we hear the music of one half of the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Kevin Owens. He makes his way to the ring, and he tells Jey that Jey Uso is now on the Kevin Owens show. He also says that Jey knows exactly what Jey is going through. He says he did a lot of bad things to a lot of good people and found himself feeling like he needed to make a change. It took him a while to earn people's respect and trust. Several people still don't respect him still don't trust him. He knows and understands, but McIntyre and Riddle are just two of a lot of people in the locker room that don't want him on Raw. He said lots of people don't want him there on Raw. It won't be easy. He says Cody is willing to give him a chance. And last week, even Sami Zayn welcomed him on Raw with open arms. But that's it. If he wants people to earn his trust and respect, he is a long way to go to earn his trust and respect, and to prove to him that he isn't the same scumbag that was running with the bloodline. And then the Judgment Day make their way out now. Finn Balor tells Jay that the entire Judgment Day respects him. Priest tells Owens that he doesn't speak for the locker room and not the Judgment Day either, because they are the ones that run the show. He tells Jey Uso he understands if he will need some time to make up his mind. And the Judgment Day door is always open. He just needs to walk through it. Or Damian Priest actually says that, and he brings up Dominic, how first he turned down the Judgment Day 1,000 times. But at the end of the day, he is the best version and champion of Dominic Mysterio. And Dominic gets on the mic, and as usual, he's being booed so loud that you can barely hear what he is saying. And this ends up leading to a tag match for later tonight. Kevin Owens and Jey Uso taking on the Judgment Day as we go to a commercial break. And we have that tag match now. Jey Uso and Kevin Owens taking on Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Priest pushes Jey Uso into a corner, and then he backs off. He tags Balor in. Balor gets a headlock on Jey and reverses it into a headlock. Balor gets out of it, and Jey connects with a right hand and an armbar, tags Owens, and they double team Balor a little bit. And Owens gets a right hand in and throws Balor to the ropes, gets a DDT, and goes for the cover. Balor kicks out of it. Owens gets a right hand and a body slam. And he attacks Kevin Owens' legs from behind him. Priest gets a tag to come in, and they double team Owens. Priest has Owens in the corner, but then Owens fights back and tags Jey Uso. Uso hits a crossbody off the top rope. He goes for the cover. Priest kicks out of that. Jey gets a Samoan drop, and then Priest rolls out to the floor. He comes in, and Balor throws him to the outside. Jey gets a splash over the top rope onto both Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Dominic Mysterio attacks Kevin Owens as the referee is distracted. And then we go to a commercial break. And when we come back from the break, Balor gets an elbow drop on Owens, but Owens moves out of the way. and Owens gets some right hands and stomps in, and he hits the cannonball, or goes for it, I should say, but his knees give out on him, and he's not able to get it. Priest gets a big boot, but then Owens blocks it and hits him with a right hand of his own. Owens gets a DDT from the second rope. Kick out by Damian Priest. And then Priest and Jey Uso are fighting outside the ring. And Finn Balor hits the coup de grace. Goes for the cover and get the win. Judgment Day victorious here. Jey and Owens exchange a couple looks and Owens walks away. I thought this was a pretty good match to start off Raw this week. I'll have to give it probably 3.5 out of 5 ring bells. And when we come back from the break, Jey Uso approaches Kevin Owens in the back. He tells him that was an accident. Owens says he knows everything he has to know and yells at Jey, telling him to join the Judgment Day and to dye his hair purple even. And then next we get a video package showing highlights of the WWE Intercontinental Championship match between Gunther and Chad Gable. And backstage, we see a Mercedes arriving, and it's Gunther. And then we see The Miz come down for his match. And we see a video remembering 9/11. And next up is The Miz versus Akira Tozawa, a rematch from a couple weeks ago on Raw when The Miz actually lost to Tozawa due to some help from LA Knight. And The Miz gets the win with a skull-crushing finale. And as he does it, he spells out M-I-Z. And pins Tozawa. Not a bad match, but nothing real special either. I'll give it 2 out of 5 ring bells. And The Miz and LA Knight will face off in singles action this Friday night on SmackDown. Byron Saxton is backstage for who will be challenging for the Raw Women's Championship tonight, Raquel Rodriguez. And we will see that match later. And the NXT North American Champion, Dominic Mysterio, is banned from ringside. And now it is time for the celebration for Gunther breaking the record of the Honky Tonk Man as the longest reigning WWE Intercontinental Champion of all time. And we go to a break, and then Jackie Redmond is in the back with Shayna Baszler, and she says that Zoe Stark surprised her 9 out of 10 times that she puts the Kirifuda clutch on them, they tap. And then we see one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Chelsea Green try to get Shayna Baszler to be her substitute partner. Baszler turns her down, and then at this time we see Chelsea's actual partner, Piper Niven, come back, says she's cleared, and takes her tag team title. And later tonight we will see Chelsea Green take on Shayna Baszler on Raw. And when we come back, it's time for the Intercontinental Championship celebration for Gunther. I thought this was done pretty well. They had the ring fancy and stuff like they usually do. Gunther dressed up. And Chad Gable comes out. And he says they had a main event for the ages last week, which was pretty great. It's a week later, and Gunther is celebrating because he walked his way into the history books. Gable congratulates him. Gunther tells him to get into the ring and say what he wants to his face. Gable gets in the ring, I should say, and he talks about his family being there, and Gable says next time that he is winning that championship, and Gable swears to God that his daughter will walk out with a smile on her face. And Imperium attacks Chad Gable. Otis comes out, but then it's 3-on-2. And then we see Tommaso Ciampa make his way to the ring to make the save for the Alpha Academy. And later we will have a 6-man tag. Imperium taking on the Alpha Academy and Tommaso Ciampa. We see from earlier today Xavier Woods and Drew McIntyre exchanging some words about what happened last week. And Jackie Redmond interviews the Alpha Academy and Tommaso Ciampa in the back. And next up, Xavier Woods versus Drew McIntyre. And McIntyre gets the win, pinning Xavier Woods. I'll give this one 2.5 out of 5 ring bells. And he leaves and he says it didn't need to be this way. And then we see the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, back on Raw after being off last week. And he's interrupted by the NXT North American Champion, Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio. Once again gets a bunch of boos from the Virginia crowd. And he's with JD McDonough. And like I said earlier, there were so many boos, you could barely hear them. And Mysterio says he wants to talk about how happy he is that Cody brought main event Jey Uso to Monday Night Raw. Mysterio says that Jey will join the Judgment Day, and when he does, it'll make Cody look like a fool. Jey Uso in the Judgment Day will be amazing. There won't be a thing Rhodes can do about it. Mysterio then flips Cody's tie into his face. Rhodes punches Mysterio. McDonough runs in and attacks Cody Rhodes, but then gets a back body drop over the top rope. Rhodes takes it to Dominic, hits him with a Cody cutter. McDonough gets back in the ring, but then Rhodes hits him with Crossroads. Then Mysterio stumbles to his feet, and then he gets him with the Crossroads again as Rhodes celebrates. And Chelsea Green with her partner Piper Niven make their way to the ring, and she will go one-on-one with Shayna Baszler after the break. We come back, time for the match, and Baszler gets the win, defeating Chelsea Green. And then we get another great video of Shinsuke Nakamura, and he says that World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins is not honorable. The road to success is aligned with the bodies of those who trusted him. Rollins believes the weak exist to be consumed by the strong. Rollins is a manipulator, a deceiver, and a liar. He brings shame onto his family and has no remorse. Nakamura will strip him of the title and expose the lies. Rollins' lies mean nothing. Nakamura will challenge him when he feels like it. And in the arena, we get the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins, as he makes his way out to the ring. And he does the usual singing with the crowd there in Virginia. He welcomes them to Monday Night Rollins. Rollins says that he is a manipulator, a deceiver, and a liar. He's all the things that Shinsuke Nakamura claimed he is. But he is also a father, a fighter, and your World Heavyweight Champion. And pretty good segment from Seth Rollins here. And Nakamura's music hits, but he doesn't come out. And we see backstage Nakamura destroying Ricochet. And he says he'll take Rollins' title, but not tonight. And Imperium vs. Alpha Academy and Tommaso Ciampa in a 6-man tag is next. Not a bad match here. Submission win by Alpha Academy and Tommaso Ciampa as Vinci taps out. Pretty good match. 3 out of 5 suplex. And then backstage, we see Tiffany Stratton in the office of WWE official Adam Pearce. And he says he talked to Shawn Michaels and wants to have a contract signing before tomorrow night's NXT match for the NXT Women's Championship. Becky Lynch is there also. Stratton says she has nothing but respect for Becky Lynch and doesn't understand why she's coming after her. Lynch says Stratton tried to use her to get some attention on her dead title. She's built like a goddess, strong as an Olympian, and dumb as a box of rocks. She only cares about being famous, so Lynch will take her title and make her famous. Stratton says that she has no problem beating Lynch. And then they both signed the contract. And now it is time for our main event on Monday Night Raw this week. For the Raw Women's World Championship, Rhea Ripley taking on Raquel Rodriguez. and Dirty Dominic Mysterio, is banned from ringside. Really good main event here. These two. And then we see Raquel Rodriguez on the floor. And then at this time, we see the return of Nia Jax attack Raquel Rodriguez. And then Rhea Ripley gets the win, retaining the World Women's Championship. And then first looked like Nia Jax just going after Raquel Rodriguez, but no, post-match we also see Jax attack Rhea Ripley as well. So I'm guessing, by the way it looks so far, the return of Nia Jax, she's probably going to be a heel. And I could see her getting a match against Rhea Ripley for the World Championship. I think those two could probably have a pretty good match together. I don't know if I see Nia Jax being the one to take the title off Rhea Ripley or not. But I think that it could be a pretty fun match. So that was tonight's WWE Monday Night RAW. I didn't think it was a bad show at all, but I don't know if it was quite as good as last week's though. Overall, I'll probably give it 7 out of 10 ring bells for a show as a whole. But it was still a pretty good show. And like I said earlier, that tomorrow the merger between WWE and UFC will be finalized, making this new company TKO official. Will definitely be interesting to see what changes this may bring. And another quick news note. New Japan Pro Wrestling has announced that New Japan World will have some upgrades and now will be available on iOS, Android, and Roku TV apps, which is good news for me because I remember when NJPW World started, I have been waiting since then for it to be on Roku. And now, for me anyway, I know, yeah, you can cast it, watch on your computer, watch on your phone, but for me, it would probably be easier just to turn on the TV, go right to the Roku app and watch there. So, now I probably be considering to subscribe to NJPW World again. It's been a little bit since I have, with the prices of all the streaming things and everything else now, but I might subscribe again. And that is all the news I have for tonight's episode, and that's all for 360 Wrestling Fanatic episode 490. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, comments, or anything you want to say, you can leave your feedback for tonight's WWE Monday Night RAW. Also, like I mentioned this morning on Good Morning Wrestling Fans, I started a new thing called Ask 360, where I'm going to ask a different question each week for all the listeners. I think if I get any answers, I'm probably going to end up answering them on Sunday's episode of GMWF. And this week's question, real simple. Who is your favorite pro wrestler of all time? Real easy. Remember, you can answer in the comments here on Spreaker, on YouTube, whichever podcast app you listen to. Or you can go to Twitter at 360 Wrestling Pod. Or you can email your answer to me at 360 Wrestling Podcasts at gmail.com. And use the hashtag Ask360. And like I always say about Tuesday nights, not promising, but I could have a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic available tomorrow night. Maybe a 50-50 chance. But one thing is a 100% chance. I will be back tomorrow morning for the Tuesday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. So hope you all will be there too. Hope everyone had a great Monday. Hope everyone enjoyed WWE Monday Night RAW tonight. I will talk to everyone tomorrow morning. But until then, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.